which is 11 years old, and my mom. And yet we have proof that you knew of what was going on. We have proof that you said in your own words, you are loyal to the streets. And you also said, well, tell your child, you told my dad and my mom, tell your child to stay out of grown folks' business. Well, one thing my parents always told me was, right is right, wrong is wrong. So therefore, Mr. Angelo Cleary, you was lying, and that's wrong. And I'm here to call it out. So therefore, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything like that, but when something's wrong, you have to call it out. So, Mr. Angelo Cleary, making it seem like the Savages are bad people and, we're out for money, clout, whatever you want to call it, which is not the case, never whatsoever. That's just all I wanted to say, Mr. Angelo Cleary. My parents, I wanted to get this out before my parents do, because I felt some type of way, because it's like my parents done so much, and without them, none of this would be happening. And when I mean none of this would be happening, I mean he would not be locked up right now if they didn't come out 2.5 years ago. Angelo's daughter, which is Azriel, she's been in there for I don't know how long. I think over a year, maybe 2 years. I don't know. And he barely did anything to try to get her out. And I'm just being honest. My parents, once they found out what type of situation my sister was in, they immediately took action. First, they went to the police. The police didn't believe them. The police was like, she's grown. She's old enough. Oh, well. But then the last option they had to do was take it to social media. So, for people out there saying the Savages out for, they're clout chasers, media attention, all that type of stuff, that's not the case, because this was our last option. Honestly, I regret my parents coming out to the media, honestly, because it caused so much headache and so much pain to the Savages, like it don't make no sense. So, but at the same time, I'm very grateful and blessed that they came out 2 years ago, because without them, he would not be locked away. And the light would not be spreaded on the situation. But Mr. Angelo Cleary, you on live and stuff and talking about the Savages are lying about Mr. Mason. If you guys know the situation, what happened with Mr. Mason, you know. If you don't, go find out. It's somewhere out there. I don't know. The media like to twist stuff around. But my parents actually have receipts of Angelo knowing that Mr. Mason had threatened our family. Mr. Mason's exact words were, I'm going to do harm to you and your family. And then he said something about killing. So therefore, and then we tried to record the whole conversation, but we only got like a little bit of it. And that was like after he had said that. But the police got it all under control. It's in investigation, and also the text messages are in investigation as well of what Mr. Angelo said. Because my dad specifically asked Angelo, can you please testify and say this is what Mr. Mason said? Because you was on three-way when he had said it. But yet now you're saying you're so-called loyal to the streets. So that's more important than somebody threatening another person's family. And then also you going against a family that's going through the same situation that you're going through. That's not right. So therefore, you talking about stay out of, grown folks' business. Well, my parents told me, when you see something wrong, call it out. And what my parents do, they called out what was wrong, and I'm calling out what was wrong. Simple as that. And I just want everybody to know I'm not going against the family, Azriel Cleary, anything like that. But at this point, it's like I'm so sick and tired of people, talking mess, bringing up my sister, in her situation, making jokes out of it, and making, just different, commentaries about it. And it's not funny. It's really not. It's this whole situation for the past, I would say 3 years now. It's been about 3 years, almost going on 4. It's been hell, literally. And, I've been doing my best to be, positive, staying out of the situation as much, just focusing on worrying about praying to get her home. So it's kind of like for people to make jokes about the situation and stuff, and they don't even know half of what. I don't know really how the Clarys got into their situation, but how my family and Joycelyn got into this situation, it's unbelievable. It's kind of like my parents raised us so right, but at the end of the day, when you're grown, you make your own decisions. So it's like y'all blaming my parents for something that my sister did. Y'all have to understand, my sister was 19 at the time. She was grown. Remind you, my parents, they always supported us in whatever we did. At first, my parents, they did not want Jailyn to do music with R. Kelly. They wanted her to do music, but not with R. Kelly. But she wanted to do it. And it's not like my parents, because remind you, she was 19. She was grown. It's not like they could say, oh, you're not doing music with him. Nope. Sorry, you're not doing music with him. No, she had her own mind at the time. She had her own thoughts and was like, I don't care what my parents say. I'm going to do music with R. Kelly. And like I said, for all the people who's confused, just go look it up or whatever. But this is the last time I'm going to bring up this situation. I do not like talking about the situation, obviously, because I barely talk about it. That's why most of you guys are confused. But still, like, it's just, I'm tired of it all. Like, I really am. And now at this moment, the fight wasn't at Jailyn Azriel. The fight was at R. Kelly. And now the fight is over because he's in jail. Now it's up to Jailyn Azriel to wake up, realize that they can come home and live a normal life like how they used to live. And not have to worry about getting beaten on. Not have to worry about asking for food. Not have to worry about asking to use the all that type of nonsense. Like, I'm just so tired of it. Like, honestly, like, people be making jokes. Like, for example, I'm not going to name no names, but this comedian, she had brought up my sister in something that had nothing to do with her. Like, why is it a joke to y'all? That's why some people, like, that's why some abusers don't like to come out. That's why some people who get abused don't like to come out about their abuser. Because people like to make jokes about it or they don't believe them. Or people in this comment section right now sending laughing emojis, laugh at the situation. And it's not funny at all. Like, I'm tired of it, honestly. But, like I said, my parents, they will be doing something tomorrow. And my parents, and it's crazy how my parents, they stay out of everything now. They focus now on getting their daughter back. They don't want nothing to do with R. Kelly no more. He's in jail. He gone. He's away. Now it's time for Jailyn to wake up and realize that her family has her back, always will have her back, and no matter what, we still love her. Jailyn, she never was raised in no not well conditioned home. Like, we was basically to the point where we was spoiled. So for this situation, for people to say her family must have been, a dysfunctional family and all this crazy stuff. No. It's over. Deaded. Exactly. Like, it's over. Dead the situation, the R. Kelly situation. Now it's time for my sister to get home. Like, I'm just so tired of this. Like, say in the other room. But I just wanted to say that, honestly, like, I don't mean no disrespect to the Clarys. I do not mean no absolute disrespect. I really do not. Because at the end of the day, both of the families are going through the same situation. And so, it's like, why turn against each other? Like, basically, Angelo Clary, he basically turned against, because my dad and him, they used to talk all the time. They used to, talk about the situation, what was going on and stuff. And basically, it's like, you turn against us and my dad. That's basically like Jailyn turned against us, basically. And that's the sad case. Like, this whole situation is crazy, honestly. And some people don't understand what's going on, and I understand that. But at the same time, to be making jokes about it and, like, people putting their little 2 cents in, twisting stuff around, adding stuff, that's not necessary. Like, it's so irritating. I just want to address that because it's like and the only reason why I'm addressing it now is because, like, people is, like, just adding just false information into stuff, and people be thinking they know so much when they only know so little, and y'all don't know half of what this situation is about, honestly. Like, seriously, now at this point, it's about Jailyn, and it's about getting her home, and it's about Azriel, and it's about getting her home. And then that's another thing. Like, people say, Well, your parents, they got money and stuff off the situation and all this. My parents didn't receive not one dime. And I can look, if y'all was literally in my face right now, I would look y'all dead in the eyes and say they didn't receive not one dime. Joycelyn still has college fees, college tuition that they still paying on right now to this day. Because she decided to leave college without telling nobody. Just got up and left. So I'm just so tired of this. Like, it's out of hand. Like, people just making up fake stuff, making it seem like my family is just bad people, and making it seem like this whole situation is just a joke, and it's not. And if anybody in here is a R. Kelly supporter or against my family or whatever, y'all can just exit. Y'all can leave. I don't, like, there's no reason for y'all to be in my live, on my page or whatever, talking negative to me. Like, seriously, that man's disgusting, and I don't even want to say his name, honestly. From now on, his name is Monster. Period. Like, I think that he left. Let me think he left already. Like, that's just, ooh. He's still here. I'm just so tired of people's 2 cents. Like, it's getting out of hand. Thank you. And I'm not like, this is no picking a side or anything like that, because like at the end of the day, the families is going through the same situation. It's no reason why one family should be talking bad about the other family when we used to always like talk about what was going on, you know, trying to figure out solutions and ways to get these girls to wake up and realize to come home. There's no reason for families to turn against another family like that. And that's just like, that's just. And then Rico, whoever's talking negative, this is my time to block people. So you getting blocked. Thank you so much for joining my live. Bye. Get away. Go. Exactly. He getting pissed on in jail. Period. Thank you. And I'm so sorry for y'all having to see me like this. I'm not even really mad, honestly. I'm just frustrated. It's just really frustrating when you have something like a serious situation and it's out there in the public and like people is just making up stuff and just making jokes about it, and it's not funny at all. Like, that's the main reason why I don't really bring up my sister like that. I don't bring, and y'all think, some of y'all, I'm not gonna say y'all, but like some of y'all think, oh, well, she don't care about her sister because she don't bring her up and this. I don't bring it up because people don't take it serious. People just laugh at it. Most people. And like, if y'all was in this situation or what was going on, like, y'all would think totally different. If y'all was in my mom's shoes, my little sister's shoes, my dad's shoes, the Clary shoes, y'all would think totally different of what was going on. Because at the end of the day, it's not the parents, honestly. It's really not the parents. It's him that did this to these girls. Nobody gave my sister away. My sister was living perfectly fine. She was basically how I'm living right now. This is how she should be living, honestly. Like, she was in college. She had friends. She had, you know, she was doing everything right. Like, and all of a sudden she met this whole monster, and now it's like her life is just down the drain. Nothing to offer but R. Kelly. That's it. And that's sad. Every time you type her into Google, R. Kelly, Jailyn Savage, say she this about R. Kelly. No, I don't like. That's what I'm trying to get. Like, I want my sister to come home and just change her whole life around. I want her to be, you know, how can I say it? I want her to be a young lady that's doing her thing, honestly. I don't want her to be brainwashed. I don't want her to be in a situation where she has to depend on a guy. I don't want her to be in a situation where she has to, you know, be scared all the time. She has, like, every time when somebody type her name in, you know, it's something negative. Like, I want her to be surrounded by positivity. I want her to be, like, if she's not even around, because if most of y'all don't know, me and my sister, we used to be, like, best friends. We was best friends. And like, it was heartbreaking when I didn't hear from her on my birthday, on my graduation. And that's mainly what happened, how Mr. Mason threatened us, because the phone call was about Joycelyn, trying to get Joycelyn to come to my graduation. And Mr. Mason, and the only communication we had was really through Mr. Mason, but he was not cooperating. And when I say not cooperating, because most of y'all like to get words mixed up and say, what you mean by cooperating? You missold her or something. No. When I say not cooperating, I mean, he was saying, I don't know. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I could get her to, get him to let her come and stuff. And that's sad. Like, you have to ask a total stranger to ask your big sister to come to your graduation. Like, that don't even sound, do that sound right to y'all? And most people saying she's grown, let her live her life. Obviously she wasn't living her life to her fullest potential, for people who saying that. Clearly. Like, that's so ignorant and just, like, annoying. Yeah, it's not normal. And people saying it's okay, like, it's normal for her not to talk to her family and stuff. It's okay. I understand if it was a situation where, she lived in a dysfunctional family, and, like, she was either getting abused or something by, like, her parents or whatever. But that's not the case. Like, when I tell you guys, our life was, like, it still is for me. Like, our life growing up was absolutely fine. Like, we were suburb kids, literally. Like, we wasn't raised, in unwell conditioned homes. Like, and for this situation to, just, like, for her to be okay with getting abused on and asking to do certain stuff, getting permission for certain stuff, I'm like, what was you thinking, Joycelyn? And that's literally how a person who is, being abused gets brainwashed. They get so used to their environment of what they're in, they don't know how to get out of it. And people don't understand that. And I'm just so tired of that. Can you, Esther, and go help your sister? I've been helping my sister. Thank you. Get off my live. Bye. I hate that. Get you blocked. Somebody help my sister. I can only do so much. Like, that's nothing. People who's not in the situation, that's nothing. People who's not in the situation, they say, why can't you just go grab her? Why can't you just go get her? Why can't you just go help her? At the end of the day, Joycelyn, she is grown, which is, clearly she's grown. But at the end of the day, you can only, a parent / family member can only do so much. They if you grab her, that's kidnapping. If you just take her and just go. But at the end of the day, it's up to Joycelyn now to realize the situation that she was in was not okay. It was not normal. It was not something that is an everyday basis. No. So she has to really wake up and realize, I'm ready to go home and live a normal life. Like, I'm ready to go home and start back how I left, basically. And, like, I'm just so, like, at the end of the day, I'm just tired of it. I'm not mad, because, like, y'all saying, well, Jailyn, how can you be so, like, calm about the situation stuff, and, like, that's your sister? This been going on for so long. When somebody died, life don't stop. Life don't just automatically just drop and stop. You still got to live your life. So people ask me, how do you do YouTube? How do you, just go about your regular life and stuff? Dang, everybody's their own person. Like, I love my sister to death. I swear to God I do. But at the end of the day, I'm not about to, let her situation affect my life. Like, it has affected my life. But I'm talking about, like, as in, her situation just made me feel depressed and down 24/7. The first year when I found out she was not contacting her family at all and stuff, before we even really knew about how much of the abuse she was taking in, I was hurt. I was like, that's my best friend. Why she not calling me? Why I'm not going to her dorm room this weekend? Like, I was affected by it. But over the years, it was kind of like, I can only do so much. Like, I can only speak out and try to get her attention. You know, and it's not, I honestly believe it's not my sister that's, you know, how can I say, it's not my sister that doesn't want to speak to her family. It's the monster that, you know, got her feeding her lies and telling her stuff that's not true. And that's like making her seem like her family is out to get her. Because remind you guys, for all the people saying the Savages are so bad like this, my sister, our family is a very big family. Her immediate family is me, Jory, which is our youngest sister, my mom and my dad. Joycelyn has aunties, cousins, uncles. You know, she has grandmas. Our grandfather's passed, but, you know, she didn't even come to our granddad's funeral. And that's just the saddest thing ever. But, like, you know, she don't have, like, if y'all saying our family's so bad, she could have contacted her cousins. She could have contacted, you know, we close. I'm close to all my cousins. I'm close to all my aunties. I'm close to all my uncles. Like, you know, and she was close too. So it was kind of like, and how am I clout chasing on this situation? Tell me how. Like, that's why I hate people are so ignorant and stupid. Get out of my life if I'm clout chasing. Do your sister want to be helped? I honestly, because I never been in an abuse situation. So for people who ever been in an abuse situation, I'm pretty sure they want the help, but they're just either scared to ask for it, they're embarrassed, or they just don't know how to ask for it. So I think my sister do wants help. Like when I see her like on like the media and stuff, she looks so just down and depressed. And it's just like, with the Joycelyn I knew, like she was always smiling, always happy. She was always that type of person who was positive, fun to be around. You know, she wasn't like how she is on television, where she looked down and just... Yeah, I honestly... Okay, all these people getting blocked. This is the perfect time to block people too. Because if you're on my live, that either means you watching my page or you just... So it's the perfect time to block. Since y'all think I could care less about the attention, honestly. It's about awareness at the point. And nothing is, it's not, when we said, my parents, when they said being held hostage, they didn't literally mean, like, she has, like, people was making jokes about saying she's being held hostage, she's up in the basement or whatever they were saying. We mean you can be mentally held hostage, if some people didn't know that. Like, you can literally be trapped in your thoughts, literally. Like, you can be mentally brainwashed, and that's basically what it means. Like, you either brainwashed or mentally held hostage. Like, it's just common sense. But that's one reason why I don't talk about it. So it's kind of like, when I do talk about it, people think I'm either clout chasing, or people think I'm either... that's pretty much it. People just think I'm clout chasing off the situation. Why would I clout chase off of this type of situation? I don't think nobody want to get attention off of somebody who, you know, molests little girls. I don't think that's cute, or neither worth getting attention on. I I feel like a burden has been lifted, like with him being away. So hopefully Joycelyn can just wake up. I don't know.